development, between our taking the photos and viewing them for the first time, which was done according to a ritual. The person who went to collect the prints was not allowed to open the packet. Both of us had to be sitting on the sofa, side by side, with a drink in front of us and a CD playing in the background, and the photos were to be removed from the envelope one at a time and viewed by both of us. Each time was a surprise. We did not immediately recognize the room in the house where the photo had been taken, or the clothing. It was no longer the scene we had seen and wanted to save, soon to be lost, but a strange painting, with often sumptuous colors and enigmatic shapes. We felt as if the lovemaking of the night or the morning, the date of which we already struggled to recall, had taken on material form, and at the same time been transfigured, as if it now existed elsewhere, in a mysterious space. For a few months, it was enough for us to simply take photos, to view and to accumulate them. The idea of writing about them came up one evening over dinner. I don't remember who had the idea first, but we knew at once that we shared the same desire to give it substance. It was as if what we'd thought until then would be enough to preserve a trace of our moments of love, the photos, was not enough, and we needed something more: writing. We chose 14 of the 40-odd photos and agreed that we would write separately, in total freedom, never show the other anything until it was done or even change a word. The rule was strictly observed until the end. There was only one exception. When we started to take these photos, I was undergoing treatment for breast cancer. While writing, I very quickly felt the necessity of evoking the other scene playing itself out inside my body, absent from the photographs. The blurred and stupefying, is it really me this is happening to? Struggle between life and death. I mentioned it to M. Like me, he was unable to ignore this aspect, which had been an essential part of our relationship for months. It was the only time we talked about the content of our compositions, a spontaneous, provisional name for our project, corresponding, in both senses of the word, to what they were to us. I cannot define the value or the interest of our undertaking. In a way, it belongs to the same frenzy for turning life into images that is increasingly characteristic of our age. Whether through photographs or writing, we strove each time to give greater reality to moments of pleasure that were fleeting and impossible to represent. To capture the unreality of sex in the reality of what it leaves behind. The highest degree of reality, however, will only be attained if these written photos are transformed into other scenes in the listener's memory or imagination. Cergy, October 22nd, 2004. In the photo, all we see of M, who is standing, is the part of his body between the bottom of his gray sweater with its wide cable ribs, level with the top of his auburn bush, and the middle of his thighs, over which his underwear, black boxer shorts with Diem in big white letters, has been lowered. The sex, seen in profile, is erect. The light from the flash illuminates the veins and makes a drop of sperm glisten at the tip of the glands, like a bead. The shadow of the erect penis is projected onto the books in the bookcase that occupies the entire right part of the photo. The names of the authors and titles can be read in large type: Levi-Strauss, Martin Weiser, Cassandra, The Age of Extremes. A hole can be seen at the bottom of the sweater. I took this photo on February 11th, after a quick lunch. I remember the bright sunshine in the room and his sex in the light. I had to take the RAR into Paris, so we didn't have time to make love. The photo was the thing we did instead. I can describe it, but I could not expose it to the eyes of others. I realize that, in a way, it is the counterpart of Courbet's painting, The Origin of the World, which for a long time I'd only ever seen in a photo in a magazine. It also has much in common with a scene I witnessed the summer I was 23.